What's going on, Tamers? It's me, Guy, who is excited to announce that the Digi Showdown Season 2 is finally live. This is a project that I've been working on pretty much in secret for the past year, and thanks to the hard work and talent of a lot of folks, both from the production side, the editing side, the commentary side, and the business side, it's finally come to fruition. If you don't know what this is, it's a series where we pit two really strong Digimon card game players against 5 challengers each. They run a gauntlet of matches using some of the new cards that are either going to be released or that have been released. And I think that if you're a fan of Digimon, it's something you're going to be really interested in. It's really high stakes matches. Each match is worth $1,000, and the players are absolutely cracked. And with me, my buddy, Different Fight on the mic, it's just a good time all around. But that is not the only reason we're here. We're also here because of this bad boy right here, which is the Beelzemon Advanced Deck that got released in Japan yesterday. Went up to my local card shop, shout out to Shaka Shaka, and I picked up a couple copies of this bad boy. He's even got a brother. Look at that. Over the next couple days, we're going to take a look at this bad boy right here, maybe what comes inside, how the deck runs, as well as some ways to maybe beef up the deck, considering the BT12 set did release some support for Beelzemon. And yeah, without further ado, let's hop into the box. So swapping over to the deck came here. This one actually comes with a couple different things. Now, if you're a longtime player of the game, you might think that, oh, it's just a deck and the rules and that's about it. No, this is an advanced deck, so it comes with a bit of extra stuff alongside of it. So we're just going to open this bad boy up here and just slide the inside out. So you can see already that there's definitely some extra stuff in here. The first thing you're going to notice are, of course, these new sleeves, which look fantastic. Very clean, very nice design. I'm always a fan of like really minimal designs, so it's good to see something like this in the sleeves. Something really simple that just shows off like what kind of deck you're playing. Or if you're one of those chaotic evil folks, you can definitely put this over like a Jesmon deck or a Bloomlord deck just to throw your opponent off at the beginning of the match. Next up, I'm actually going to pop underneath the cards themselves. We're going to show off. It comes with its own playmat. Now, a lot of you folks out there probably have your own like nice cloth playmat like the one I have here. Shout outs to Zawa, by the way. But if you're just getting started with the game and you're hopping in, again, this is a fantastic pickup considering the deck is actually really strong by itself. It has some really rare cards in it. You can also pick up this nice playmat. It looks pretty good. I mean, it is still paper, but the design is really nice. So if you folks want to try something out with this, maybe like introduce a friend to the game, it's probably a good idea there. It's also got that the bottom bottom right hand corner basically. It's got the actual flow of the game, which is really nice because even I forget that the active phase comes before the draw phase sometimes. But yeah, that's going to be the play mat as well that comes with this. And let's actually hop into the cards themselves. First thing you're going to notice is the deck here. Pretty beefy. The cool thing about this advanced deck is that every single card is foiled. Every single one. Even some of the reprinted cards that were initially not rare or that had the foil when they were initially released. And that's another really good reason that we actually got the sleeves here because, man, playing with foil cards without sleeves is pretty terrifying. And you guys already know, if you've seen some of my other videos, how hard it is to find like really good, decent like card game products out there. But if you take a look at actually underneath where the deck was, you can see that there are an additional set of cards here that are basically reprints or alt arts of some cards that have been released in the game. And these are really fantastic looking. So the first one we're going to see here is actually the Digimon from the Digimon starter deck, which allows you to warp Digivolve to level 6. Hyper Spirit Evolution, I think it's called. Can't remember the name. The next one is also going to be the Vmon, who does the same thing from the Vmon starter deck. I love the artwork here. Again, all these are foil, by the way. If you can't tell, I can do a little quick shine check right there. Yeah. Also, for the green fans out there, everybody knows me and all my homies hate green, but if you do like green or have a little bit of sympathy in your heart for them, then you can notice that the Argomon, fantastic Digitama here. We've also got the really good-looking Tactical Retreat here. Full artwork version looks super fantastic. Also, the Promo Sunrizamon. Black, when the game came out, had a hard time getting to 13k DP, but now that it's much easier for them to do that, especially in BT12, Sunrizamon is a Digimon that's fantastic to have on the board. Basically giving those Digimon piercing whenever they would make an attack and have over 13k DP. Also, Pagumon, actually pretty useful in the actual starter deck here. Get the nice alt art of this. I think this is one done by Koki. I love his artwork all the time. Impmon artwork here. This is one of the ones that got released back in EX2, where if you discard him from the top of your deck, you get some effect. And ooh, looks like another one. Oh, that's kind of cool. They gave you 2 just so that you could, so you could slot them into the deck pretty simply, huh? Nice, really nice there. And then, ooh, the good-looking Beelzebubmon here. Now, this is the secret rare one that came out in BT2. This one allows you to warp Digivolve from an Impmon to the Beelzebubmon. So this is also a fantastic slot in for the deck. And then finally we have, yes, ex-antibody players out here rising up even in BT12, X Antibody is going strong with the Black War Greymon stuff. And so the new option card, or at least the new artwork here for the X Antibody option looks fantastic. Again, if you want to pick these up, if you want to pick up the Advanced Deck, here's a good reason to do so, even if you don't or aren't really that excited for Beelzemon himself. The other cards that are included are really nice, and I'm sure they would fetch a pretty penny. So as I put these back on, I think that there's also even a chance for the Beelzemon in here to be like a really special version one. What almost looks like a Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh, where it has like the ring around him, and he's got like the Beelzemon kind of showed up like this. But, from what I heard, that's like one per carton, or like one for every 48 decks that get sent out. So yeah, pretty rare. So we're finally going to get into the actual cards for the deck itself. First up, the level 2s, the Digitama, going to be 4 copies of Yamon. Whenever you attack, if you're a wizard or a great wizard or a shaman, then you are going to take 2 cards off the top of your deck. So for folks who don't know, the Beelzemon archetype is always revolved around the idea of taking cards off the top of your deck, and when you do that, you get additional effects. So we'll kind of see that as a theme or recurring theme for this deck here, as well as like the number of cards you have in your trash. Next up is going to be 2 copies of the super rare Impmon here. On attack, if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, you can basically digivolve him into a Beelzemon for 3, which is really nice. And also that Beelzemon can come from your trash. Also on Inheritance, whenever you basically take 2 cards off the top of your deck, whenever you take any cards off the top of your deck, then you can destroy level 3 Digimon on your opponent's side of the board. Also, I love the shine effect on the edge of the card here, so you can kind of see the rim has like almost a metal finish, like a metal polish finish here. Next up is the new and improved Candlemon here. So on play, you can drop 2 cards off the top of your deck, and then whenever he would be deleted, if you have 10 or more cards in the trash, you can draw 1. Our last new level 3 here is going to be 4 copies of Foscomon. He's just a blocker and can't attack the player directly. Also, 2000 DP doesn't mean he's really going to be doing much attacking anyway. This card is mostly just to keep you alive in the early phases of the game and to have a block out there to stop your opponents from making attacks in security while you're setting up your game plan. The last set of level 3s for the deck is actually going to be 4 copies of the BT2 Impmon. Again, this one is foiled out, unlike the original release for the card, which is just a common. On deletion, you can drop 3 cards at the top of your deck. So with level 4s here, actually we're going to have 4 copies of Pokepamon. So he's just a blocker at level 4, and also on play, you can take 2 cards at the top of your deck. What's really good about this guy is for level 4, he's only 4 costs, which is pretty nice. So you can actually get that on play effect pretty easily. Our last new level 4 is going to be 4 copies of the starter deck 14 Witchmon, who on Digivolve, you can drop 3 cards off the top of your deck, and then on Inheritance, if you're a shaman or a wizard, or you can gain 2000 DP on your turn. So for our last set of level 4s for the deck is actually going to be the reprint of the Promotion Wizardmon. Now, I think that as far as dubs go, this is a pretty big dub for the deck, because I think this card was kind of hard to come by when it first got dropped. So it's good that they just give you 4 copies of this promo card. And whenever this card is discarded off the top of your deck, you can gain 1 memory. So like I said, like that drop cards off the top of your deck and then gain effects definitely starts to take shape here. He also allows you to kind of set up your deck as well. So you can see that in Inheritance here, whenever you attack, you can take a card from your hand that's purple, show it to your opponent, and then put it on the top of your deck. So if it has some sort of discard effect, then later you can gain that by attacking with this Digimon. So moving on to the level 5s in here, the level 5, or the new one that comes in this deck is actually amazing. So it's going to be Ballmon here, and on Digivolve, you're going to drop 3 cards at the top of your deck, and then also on Digivolve, he gains the ability that if he's deleted during the turn, then you can grab a Beelzemon from your trash and just play it for free, which is pretty wild. Additional Inheritance, if you're a wizard or a shaman, I believe, it's gain plus 2000 DP on your turn again. So again, making that level 6 Beelzemon just stronger, stronger, stronger. So the last level 5 for the deck is going to be the throwback Skull Satamon from BT8. 4 copies of this guy, where on Digivolve you can drop 2 cards into the trash, and then from your trash you can grab I think a shaman type Digimon and add it to your hand. Also on Inheritance, this is actually pretty good. I can't hate here. Whenever you discard a card at the top of your deck, you gain a memory. So, this comboed with your Wizardmon from before can help you gain lots of memory over the course of the turn. Alright, for our level 6s in the deck now, I love Sasai's artwork, and he definitely delivers with this nice looking Beelzebubmon for the deck. Look at the artwork here. That really nice, like Marvel-esque style is really cool to me. On Digivolve, you get to drop 4 cards off the top of your deck, and then whenever you drop a card off the top of your deck on either turn, if you have 10 or more cards in the trash, for every 10 cards you have, you gain a memory. Additionally, on your turn, whenever you drop a card off the top of your deck, during this turn, he gains +1 security attack. So, nice big shooting boy. Also going to get buffed up with the 2000 DPs from the Ballmon as well as the Witchmon. And yeah, just a good time for Beelzebumon players. Keep in mind, this does include 2 copies of this bad boy in the deck. Also, you folks know that I abhor Beelzemon, but I definitely know she has her stands out there, and they should rejoice because the new Beelzemon is actually pretty cool. This new one, also super rare. Whenever you have 10 or more cards in the trash, for every 10 cards you have, her play cost gets reduced by 4. So she also incentivizes you to really get those cards in the trash as soon as possible. Also, on both turns, whenever cards like drop off the top of your deck, you can grab an Impmon from your trash and play it for free. Also, it gains Rush for the turn, which is really, really nice. Give this deck a little bit more aggression that it needs. Where purple doesn't really have super aggressive decks, this one seems to be a bit more aggressive than what we've seen in the past. And then also on your opponent's turn, whenever your opponent's Digimon attacks, you could discard a card off the top of your deck. So it kind of works in well with the Beelzemon, who will let you gain memory on either turn whenever a card is dropped at the top of your deck. Keep in mind, this does include only 2 copies of her, so the Beelzemon stand is going to need to grab 2 copies of this advanced deck just to make sure you have the full set. So far we've got 3 copies, or 3 sets of super rare cards in the Impmon, which you can't see here, in the Beelzebubmon, as well as the Beelstarmon. But this deck has one more set of super rares, and it's going to be the Beelzebubmon Blast Mode, the level 7 Beelzebubmon, and again, delivered by Sasai, looks fantastic. So comboing again off of the deck destruction effect here, whenever you drop a card, or you drop this card off the top of your deck, excuse me, just this card, you can delete a level 3 Digimon or lower. Now, if you have 10 or more cards in the trash, for every 10 cards you have, you can increase that level by 1. So if you have 10 cards in the trash, whenever you drop this guy off the top of the deck, then you can delete a level 4. And for 20 cards, level 5, 30 cards, level 6. That's the idea here. And then finally, on Digivolve, you can make this guy active again, which is nice, just for that second wave of attacks that you can get, hopefully off of the Security Attack Plus Digimon. And then if you have 20 or more cards in the trash, you can gain 3 memory. So if you have gone through most of your deck, or almost half of your deck at this point, then you're going to be gaining 3 memory, which makes him a 1-cost Digivolve. Pretty wild. Moving on to our options, this deck does come with some familiar options in the EX2 Death Slinger, 4 copies of this card here. Similar to the other cards in the deck, whenever this guy is dropped off the top of the deck, you gain 1 memory. And then also, if you actually play it for its effect, you can delete a level 4 Digimon or lower. And for every 10 cards in the trash, you can raise that level by 1. For 4 costs, this is a really nice card. And it's very similar to the Beelzebubmon Blast Mode's effect outright. And for the last option of the deck, doth my eyes deceive me? It is a 7-cost purple option card. Beelstarmon player is exciting. But this one, Warring Shots here. Whenever it's trash from the deck, you can put it into your battle area. And then the main effect here is to destroy the highest level Digimon on your opponent's side of the board. Again, 7 costs is pretty common for Digimon destruction here. And also the delay effect you're going to be getting if you, of course, keep this on the board, as well as if you discard off the top of your deck, is that you can return 1 purple Digimon or Tamer card from your trash to your hand. I really like the flexibility here, and again, it combos in so well with the deck destruction effect here, being able to let you get something back that you might need. And so the last set of cards for the deck are going to be actual Tamers. I think this is the first time we've actually had Tamers in a deck given out by Bandai, and so it's going to be 4 copies of the Ai and Makoto Tamer. So really nice. On play, it's a searcher. Lets you search for evil type, shaman type, I think, or is it wizard? Yeah, wizard or demon lords. And grab one of those from those 4 cards and add it to your hand. And then also, on your turn, whenever you would Digivolve into a purple Digimon, you can rest this Tamer, take a card in your hand, and put it on the top of your deck, and then you can gain 1 memory. So, considering most of the cards in this deck, or a lot of cards in this deck, have the ability to trash cards on Digivolve, or other ways, like on play or on delete, then you can gain those effects immediately off the card that you place on the top of the deck, which is really nice. And then the last actual set of cards in the deck, not really cards, but the nice little giveaways that they have in this deck are going to be the memory counters here. You can see the Impmon, Beelzebubmon themed memory counters. Really good looking, I think. Nice little purple-black on the sides here. And yeah, for folks who don't really care about the memory counters, then this probably isn't much for you, but I'm the kind of guy who likes to collect the memory counters from all the sets and like the release type product. So this is one that just kind of goes into my collection. Alright, so that's going to do it for this one, folks. Again, I'm super excited to see how the Beelzemon Advanced Deck works out. I think that when the deck destruction archetype was first released, it was really interesting, although it felt a little gacha-ish at times. But I think with some of the new cards, we could definitely see some increases in that deck's power level, as well as some really interesting decks that can come out of that. Not only for Beelzebubmon, but also for potentially Beelstar. Again, the new 7-cost option there, as well as the new Beelstar cards, I think could be interesting for that deck as well. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Do me a favor before you get out of here, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, you're still here? Hey, go watch the Digi Showdown. What are you doing?